he said he's more full than even when he goes to Zaza Bazaar. So he's eaten pretty much everything that there is. So thank you very much for having me and allowing me to break fast with you. I am really excited about this election because I think in our part of the world we haven't quite understood before how important this role is. When you think about mayors like Sadiq Khan in London or Andy Burnham in Manchester, they are mayors that take their region, whether it's London, Manchester, Greater Manchester, and they go to government and they fight for their region. They talk about what their region needs in terms of investment, in terms of public transport, in terms of the infrastructure so that we can all get around more easily. This will be our third mayor in this part of the world, and we haven't quite got it right yet in terms of being able to talk about what it is that we need in our region. And I've spent the past almost 3 months now in every part of the region. So as Damien says, it's a huge region really. I've been to Thornbury, I've been to Bedminster, I've been to Filton, I've been down to Midsummer Norton, Bath, all across, and everybody has told me their problems and the things that they're most concerned about. So we've come now with 5 key pledges that we want to offer as part of that election offer. A lot of it is around public transport. We have a bus system that most people, that's the public transport that they use. But people are telling us that they don't trust the buses, they don't feel safe letting their children use the buses because they're not turning up or there are too many delays. And also it's complicated with ticketing and there's no timetables. So we want to try and get that right so that you can feel safe knowing that the buses are going to turn up on time, the kids are safe getting the bus if they need to, and everyone can have a bit more confidence in the transport network. But we're also going to add rail onto that as well. So we're going to open more railway stations. So you might have heard that the Porter's Headline is going to come, which will be a big connection between Bristol into South Bristol and then to Temple Meads. But also when the arena opens up at Brabazon, then there will be a station there as well. And that would mean more stations open across the network for all of us. We also need to think about housing. We don't have enough houses in our region, and some of the houses that are being built are too expensive for any of us to think about being able to live there, and I'm sure for you to think about how your family could afford to live there. So we've got people paying too much rent, overcrowding, when actually we need those new homes. So we have to think about where we put those houses, but really importantly making sure that we've got schools, GPs, and the transport connection so that those houses mean community and not just bricks and mortar. And then the other thing I want to talk about just very briefly is linking education with jobs. So that with our children going to school, I've got 3 children, they can understand, if I learn these subjects, if I study hard, these are the jobs that I can get. These are the industries in our part of the world that are going to provide the jobs of the future, and this is how I get there. Those are conversations with schools, with colleges, with businesses, small businesses, large businesses, but understanding what do we need from those young people. So I want to make that happen as well. And then finally, I want to be working with the Labour government, and it's great that we've got a Labour government. We've got brilliant MPs across the region. We've got Darren Jones in the Treasury, which is useful because he knows our region. And we've got other ministers, Kerry, McCarthy, who a lot of you will know, and also Karen in health as well. So we've got really good people from our region in Westminster, but we all want to work together so that we're telling our story to Westminster, and then we can start to get the funding and the investment that we so need. And the final thing I'll say is that I think from talking to people this evening, lots of you run businesses, and I do understand that business doesn't really feel like they have a relationship with the Combined Authority at the moment. And I just want to make a pledge here that will change. The door will be open, and so if there are things that are affecting your businesses, you will be able to come and talk to the Combined Authority, and we will do things about it. It's the 1st of May is the election. There are no other elections on that day, so if you're going to go out and vote, you're just voting in this election. There are no council elections, no Westminster elections. So my ask is just please remind people to go and vote. It is really important. It's the election that means the most for our children's future and the place that we live in. So my ask is, to please vote. If you're not registered, register, and keep maybe looking at social media and sharing anything that you see if you like what you see. But thank you so much again for having me.